Hello, I'm Jerry Scheidbach, pastor at the Lighthouse, and your brain masseur. UK scientists, quote, aliens may have sent space seeds to create life on Earth, end quote. Years ago, I said science is not really opposed to fanciful speculations about the origin of life that are based on faith. I mean, take all the faith assumptions that underlie their belief in evolution as an example. The capacity for contriving and then believing fairy tales among the scientists in their community is about the same as it is in the general population, pretty close. Faith assumptions are just fine so long as they are not connected in any way with the Bible. That's where the problem is. There's a whole lot of talk out there about Buddhism's compatibility with science. Like that Buddhist monk that contributed to a recent article in Scientific American on the, quote, medical benefits of meditation, end quote. Yet this stirs none of the hysteria about mixing science with religion that you hear when the same sorts of things are said about Christianity. Ironically, which actually gave rise to modern science. Amazing. Meanwhile, science is losing credibility among the rank and file fast. National Geographic, for the March issue, laments what it calls a, quote, war on science, end quote. People are just not buying their climate change chimera, which is an interesting word. It refers to a mythological Greek fire-breathing female monster with a lion's head, a goat's body, and a serpent's tail. And yet that word is used to speak of something desperately wished to be true, but is illusory or impossible to achieve. That's an odd extension in the use of the word, but it fits my purpose here perfectly, since these characters conceive of a fire-breathing Gaia monster scorching the earth. That is, in fact, an illusion created to serve their wish. Anyway, the article laments that evolution has not been generally embraced by people, and that many continue to doubt the moon landing and are suspicious of vaccinations and genetically modified food, and they just don't understand how there can be so much resistance to science. How about the flip-flopping that we're forced to endure on what's going to kill us? Coffee's going to kill us, right? No. Never mind. Coffee's actually good for us. Cholesterol, bad. Oh, excuse us. Cholesterol is just fine, thank you. It's like playing that loves me not game with the flower petals, you know? Big bang, not, big bang, not, and then lately it's big bang again. How about all the proven phony scientific discoveries proving evolution? I mean, the skeleton identified as Neanderthal has been shown to be virtually indistinguishable from the skeleton of modern man. But they keep talking about Neanderthals as some prehistoric ape-like antecedent to modern man. Piltdown Man, remember, found in a gravel pit in Sussex, England in 1912, boasted to be the second most important fossil proving the evolution of man, until it was found to be a complete forgery some 41 years later. The Nebraska Man, a single tooth, one tooth, discovered in Nebraska in 1922, served as the only basis for artists to draw pictures of the missing link between man and monkey. Another identical tooth was found in the same area, protruding from the jawbone of a wild pig. Java Man, 1891, a skull cap, 3 teeth, a femur are put together to provide the missing link. Problems? Oh yeah. The femur was found about 50 feet away from the original skull cap a full year later. Oh, by the way, and 2 undoubtedly human skulls were found very close to the so-called missing link. And I might add, how exactly do we assume the orangutan skull cap? Oh, by the way, that's how this skull cap was originally classified. Was connected to the obviously human thigh bone. Horseman, found in 1982, hailed as the oldest fossilized human remains in Europe. and then 1 year later admitted to be the skull fragment of a 4-month-old donkey. All right. Now UK scientists come along and suggest that aliens may have seeded this planet to create life on Earth, and you wonder why millions of Americans aren't buying into your climate change nonsense. I mean, it's odd, really. In fact, ironic that the very thing science has been attempting to avoid, they have brought onto itself. Thinking that by separating science from Christianity, they would preserve its credibility, they've become susceptible to some of the most bizarre religious notions out there, and they're out there. And they're even drawing pictures now of mythological creatures and calling them proof for their religion of evolution. Unreal. They're practicing censorship against competing ideas. They have created a sort of priestcraft at academia that jealously guards the holy doctrine of evolution from any heresy, using almost every device of intimidation, ostracizing those who disagree, all kinds of controlling what our children learn through censorship, name calling, you name it. Their schools have become their religious training centers, and their academics have become priests for the new religion. Science has lost its credibility. It lost it when it became a religion by which certain persons attempt to control the lives of others. We don't trust global warming because scientists today have proven they cannot be trusted. It really is pretty simple. They're not infallible. And in a free society, such as we yet continue to have, we hear about the dissent within their ranks, and we watch the spectacle of the witch hunt mentality that goes on in their ranks from these so-called men of reason. Science has been hijacked by ideologues who use it to advance their political and social agendas. Bible thump alert. Bible thump alert. We were warned to avoid, quote, profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. A war on science? Hardly. The Christian culture created an environment that nurtured the development of the scientific method. The truth is, science became radically, blindly, ideologically opposed to Christianity, and then, frankly, it just lost its mind and committed suicide. Now, if you listen to this video in its entirety, then you can have one of these two offerings for a great discount. The Houston We Have a Problem CD is the message from probably the most popular show that we've ever posted on our radio program, which is also podcast, to a pretty large audience of some 150,000 subscribers. So we're excited about the response we got to this. It actually it crashed the server. And so very, very well received. And this is a message I preached from the pulpit at Lighthouse Baptist Church on that, so it expands the comments that I made on that radio show. In any event, Houston, we have a problem. It speaks to lesbian Mayor Parker's attempt to subpoena the sermons of pastors in Houston and their refusal to cooperate. And it's subtitled, Stop Them at the Gate. That's a great listen. I think it'll help you. Very informative. All the facts stipulated in there are documented and so on. And then another message you might enjoy is What is Man? And this message is inspiring, enlightening, inspirational, and very, very informative on the subject, what is man? What does God think of man? You'll find it just a great message to listen to and inspiring and helpful. Each of these are available to you for only $2 because you listen to the entire YouTube here. But you've got to call 1-888-770-8000. That's 1-888-770-8000. Mention this YouTube and ask for which of these offerings you'd like to have. God bless you. God save America. And I'll see you in church.